My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. Oh, it's that Heartbreaker Chronicle continued. Defect time, so I'm looking for that orb build, as you might imagine. Random rare relic for 7 max HP, sure. We pick up the wing boots. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to 3 times. That's going to allow me a lot of the time to duck an elite that I thought otherwise might kill me. Alright. Start out on this line. Zap, double defend. As much as I want to try and focus and kill the front liner there, probably better off. Yeah. Probably better off HP-wise, just focusing on the defense. Hey, perfect dual cast right there. Liquid Bronze, gain 3 Thorns, as well as a Rip and Tear. Take an early copy of a Rip and Tear just to help me through the possibility of going for 3 elites on this floor. 21. Yeah, no, I do have lethal. Good. Good to see it. I really do like white noise, but probably shouldn't be taking it. Okay. Zap and dual cast are priority upgrades here. Okay. So I'm going to be weakened next turn, which means that I'm only going to be dealing 4 damage with my standard zap. Yeah. Beautiful, this sets us up for the easy kill. Storm Darkness Recursion. Probably not a good idea to take any of these right now. They're not particularly going to perform well over the course of this floor. Ball Lightning is nice, though. Ball Lightning and Streamline are each nice. In fact, Ball Lightning, Streamline, Cool-Headed. Can I take all 3? I can. More than happy to have them. Liquid Bronze seems like it's pretty useful over the course of this combat, so. Just because we get attacked very, very, very often. So I have to cop 10 this turn. The unfortunate reality of the situation. I'd love to play Streamline here, but I really can't afford to. So this gives us the possibility of killing that frontliner next turn in order to prevent some incoming damage. Nope, never mind. I thought we had the possibility of killing the frontliner, but I was clearly mistaken. Alright, 1 down. So now we only need to block for 10 per turn. Damn it. If only it had double hit the backline, we could have been in a great position. Ah, well. It's worth noting, this is the Emerald fight, so we've already got that done. Letter Opener, every time we play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Relatively commonly, we'll be doing that. I'll take a hologram, because I do love me a good hologram. It's whether or not I decide to rest or upgrade here. So the next could be Gremlin Knob or the Lagavulin. If I upgrade, I'm upgrading Dual Cast or Hologram. No. The Knob kills me if I don't rest there. Hello, Knob. I'll use the Hologram to pull back the Rip and Tear here. Also to exhaust the Hologram from my deck, because I'm not going to want that in there over the course of this combat, that is. Every defend I play is going to increase the enemy's strength by 3, but because I'm vulnerable, I'll be taking 5 extra damage. On average. Obviously, it's going to round out differently every single time I play one, but I still take a lot more damage. If they do the Skull Bash this turn, never mind, they don't do Skull Bash. Okay, never mind. We did get the dual cast. Good, we're fine. Bag of Preparation at the start of combat, or rather each combat, draw 2 opening cards. 2 additional cards, rather. Equilibrium? I like a copy of Equilibrium. Maybe I'm valuing it incorrectly, but I like it. Mercury Hourglass at the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies. More than happy to. The problem here is that I wanted to go for 2 more elites, but that's extremely suicidal for us currently, so we'll pop over. Who's our boss at the end of the floor? Hexaghost. Okay, so we do want to keep our HP relatively low. Let's upgrade that hologram. Oh dear, do I want to split the enemy this turn? So 14, 14, 10, 14, 10, 3, 27, 33, 53. I can do 53 this turn. That'll get that done. I mean, we do have a pre-upgraded hologram. No, we're gonna need orbs. Orbs have to be the core part of this deck. Roll it once, die to the Lagavulin if I get the Lagavulin, but it's a 35% chance. Alright, I rolled it once, I got some money, we're leaving. Not too keen on dying for that. Cool. I knew we were going to be able to deliver the lethal easily thereafter because we have the letter opener as well as the Mercury Hourglass, so small AoE fights like that aren't actually particularly problematic for us. We can take Barrage. Golden Idol for the max HP. I'm concerned that if we don't upgrade a damage source here, we're probably just going to die early on in this combat. Do I need 1 extra HP versus 16 damage? No, this is a damage race. If the enemy gets to the next in flame, we definitely lose. Okay, Streamline is now free, and I can use Hologram to bring it back and play it for free every single time I get it. Right, enemies below half. Streamline, hologram the Streamline back, Streamline again, strike defends. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, I feel like I made the right decision to upgrade before coming to this rather than rest. So what, this is 12 damage, 12 plus 14's, 26. Yeah, we've got lethal. Amplify, Thunderstrike, and Hyper Beam. See, Hyper Beam is really good as a finisher, but exclusively as a finisher. Because in High Ascension, it feels like your orbs are entirely necessary. It would be really good for carrying us through next floor, but the problem is, like, against the heart and against bosses, it is going to be a severe impediment to have it in our deck rather than not. I feel, at least. I'm going to take it. I keep dying on that floor. May as well. So Eternal Feather, for every 5 cards you have in your deck, heal 3 HP whenever you enter a rest site, as well as the Runic Dome and Sozu, the option I'll be taking. Ooh, a path that allows for multiple upgrades, and then later, yep. We'll be taking this one. Obviously, I want a hologram, like streamline, hologram, streamline. But really, I'm probably better off doing that and hitting out that AoE there. But it also gives me the ability to trigger the letter opener twice. Providing a lot of the AoE that I was looking for from other sources earlier, and then finish with Hyper Beam. Streamline Turbo Skim rather. Took a copy of Skim. Yep, this fight could be really, really problematic. Okay, never mind. Looks like we're gonna get away with it. Ancient Potion, as well as probably nothing, or Go for the Eyes here. Go for the Eyes giving us the ability to apply a weaken to a target. So I'm looking for the orb build, but it's just not coming. I'm looking for any relics that would help guide a build in a broken direction, but they're not coming. It feels like this is a deck that is doomed to fail because it hasn't found any identity. And it feels like if you're looking for an Ascension 20 heart victory, specifically a victory against the heart, you need that identity early, and then you need to build around it. Like, hardcore dive into it. All right. Necronomicon. There it is. Remove a card from our deck or upgrade all strikes and defends. Upgrade all strikes and defends. Extremely important for us. So Hyper Beam here would be cast twice, which is just going to kill. Kills the backliner, that is. And if it did kill the backliner, it'd look a lot like that. Pre-upgraded Static Discharge. Yeah, I'll take a single copy of that. More than happy to have that in the deck. It feels like I need to now upgrade Hyper Beam just because we have the Necronomicon. Yes, we are about to go into an elite fight, but unless this elite fight happened to be... oh gosh, we are actually going to need some defense here. That's just to pump up Barrage for later. But unless the elite fight had happened to be the Book of Stabbing, we were probably in a reasonable position here. Dope. Takes no HP damage. Vicoria, the merchant, restocks cards, relics, and potions, and all prices decreased by 20%, as well as a boot sequence and defragment. Defragment's probably not the idea of the deck anymore. As soon as we got the Necronomicon, we now just have to pivot. I'll take the boot sequence, gives us a lot of defense on the first turn, for free in particular. Quite nice. It's also worth noting that we have 7 cards in our opening hand now. So to have a 0-cost card in our opening hand is to make more of the opening hand playable for us. I'll rest here because I can't guarantee the next elite isn't going to just kick my ass off. Pocket Watch. Whenever you play 3 or fewer cards during your 3 or less cards, sorry, during your turn, draw 3 additional cards at the start of your next turn. That's extremely unlikely to happen to us now that we've got Sozu and now that we're using the Necronomicon, but we can just use it to choose, oh, I want extra draw next turn, so I'm going to play less cards here. Or rather, fewer cards here than we should. I swap to fewer in my own speech, but I'm trying to be more active about not correcting other people's speech. at all, especially on incredibly pedantic things like that. Gremlin Horn is really, really good when you have powerful AoE in the deck and are dropping large singular hits. So I think it's pretty important that I take that. And then a card removal could go nicely. It's probably a drop of a dual cast here, considering the direction the deck is taking and the fact that it's still unupgraded. Had to be the Book of Stabbing. Had to be. So I can hologram back the Hyper Beam, play it for 34, 60, 68, and then rip and tear for the kill. Cool. Turnip, you can no longer become frail. There's a consume, pre-upgraded. Doesn't really fit this deck, unfortunately. Another equilibrium? Yeah, I'm more than happy to. Just a nice big defensive card right there as far as I'm concerned. That's all it is. So if I play the Ball Lightning here, it'll trigger twice. No, there's no way I have lethal, right? Because the Ball Lightning has to just trigger twice. Yeah, okay, so it's... Pre-upgraded Strike triggering twice. Probably not a great idea either. Yep. Got no focus, so it does nothing. But that's okay. Double energy, recursion, barrage. We'll just skip all of those. Thank you very much. So what? We've got the champ at the end. That's going to be a problem. See, against bosses is where this build really falls apart. We just don't deal enough consistent damage to be in a really good position. I want to upgrade both of these equilibriums just for the extra block. Put a curse in my deck for a relic. I think we probably lose the champ fight. So, yeah. Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power card, a random card in hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn. Well, now we know what we do with this deck from here on out. It's just getting to the here on out that we have to worry about at this point. I should have saved to go for the ice. There was no reason to play it, though. Yep, so the Streamline is now 0 cost. Lovely. It's pretty important that I just keep playing it. Unfortunately, it doesn't ramp in any fashion, so... We're going to have a lot of difficulty deciding to ever play Hyper Beam over the course of this combat, it feels like. Nah. I can't deal that much damage without it. So do I take the extra draw next turn rather than the 9 damage now? I think I do. I need to be prepared for defending myself. Okay, we didn't need to defend ourselves, but that's okay. Equilibrium is going to allow me to hold Go for the Eyes for the turn where my enemy is attacking. That turn is this turn. Unfortunately, Static Discharge does a total of nothing for us here. Okay. Equilibrium, hologram back to go for the eyes. Go for the eyes here. Thunderstrike would actually do a hell of a lot in this build at this point. It would give us some way to generate value off of the lightning orbs that we're generating. Because, gosh, we're not getting value out of them right now, I'll tell you that much. But if we bar ourselves from the ability to even play Hyper Beam, we lose definitely later. Not yet, but we definitely lose eventually. There's your buff and purge. I'm still vulnerable. And that's our death. One of the big problems about just outweighting the champs... Ow. One of the big problems about just trying to wait out the champ's negative effects on you, that is to say their debuffs, is they reapply them so commonly that to stand there and wait for the right opportunity is incredibly laborious, and while you're doing that, the enemy is still buffing. They're gaining more metallicize and they're gaining more strength while that's happening. So it becomes really, really difficult to kind of like thread that needle. Alright, so this is a second run in a video, as well as a run over 20 minutes. So yeah, we kind of go ham on this. We play like high risk, high reward at this point. All right, gain energy at the start of each turn. You can no longer rest at rest sites. Well, that kind of locks me into upgrading, which is good because that's what I wanted to do anyway. It's not like I even wanted to rest, senpai. Is that the right archetype? Sundere? Sundir? It's not like I even wanted you to notice. I've heard that around. I'm not much one for the anime. My favorite of all time was Cowboy Bebop. And that's because it was very similar to Firefly, and I loved Firefly. I was a huge Firefly nerd for a very long period of time. In 2019 parlance, I would not say that I stan Firefly anymore, but I still mess with Firefly. I like it. I can't lose the money here. I'll lose the block potion. Hey, every time I play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. Love it. All right, Barrage Cold Snap. Oh no, I gotta get the regret out of the deck. I only took it because I knew I would be able to get it out of the deck very quickly there. I mean, we've got the basis for a nice run already. I've just got to not squander it. If I played those in the different order, I would have actually been able to fully protect myself there. Dope. All right, enemy's dead in 2 turns. Wrap it up. It's all done here. Claw. Yes. Deck's relatively thin still. Smith to upgrade Zap and Dual Cast and Chill as soon as possible. It's important to increment the Claw. I guess it's also really important to get that Cold Snap out there. And even 3 attacks whenever 3 attacks turn up. Yeah, I just wanted to get my orbs up in particular. Dope. Yeah, no, we were right to wait for this shuffle. Oh, look at this! C'est magnifique! Probably the worst that statement has ever sounded. C'est magnifique. I couldn't even say it as badly as I envisioned. Great. Meat of the bone. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal for 12 HP. That is actually going to help us a little bit mitigate the negative effects of not having the healing that we were looking for before. I obviously like another chill, but unfortunately I don't have many ways to translate that into damage. Do I want to go for a full claw build? You know what? Fine. I would have usually taken the ball lightning there, but I'm going to take a wee bit of a risk, which is a defensive risk. It's worth noting, you know, going overly defensive in this game is a risk in a fashion. Because if you have too much defense, you've not enough offense, and then you die. I'm not a fan. Not in particular. Second claw. All right. We doing it. It's the Frost Claw deck. Lantern. Start each combat with an additional energy. I really like having that, but I recognize it's not necessarily well suited to this build. Here's hoping that doesn't matter. I do want to smith probably both of these claws, considering they are, let me just quickly, all of our damage. We're now looking for, like, a skim would be huge for us. Stab him, claw him, get that dex. Pop that dual cast just for the extra defense. Nice. Set that up pretty perfectly in order to have that Frost Orb at the front. Sorry, Frost Orb, the not Frost Orb, the Lightning Orb. You know, the Lightning Orb commonly known as the not Frost Orb. Ow. Defragment's obviously a huge pickup there, and I'm incredibly jazzed to have it. But I gotta play it cool, you know? Be mysterious. Can't play the zap there. I don't want to split the enemy this turn. I'm looking for more damage before I do that. Oh, look, it's more damage. Hello, more damage. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, my voice broke. 5, 6, 7. What is that from? Oh, it's from an old Nathan Zed video. The third pew. I remember references more readily than I remember what they are references to. Oh my god, that's another... obviously, we are now in the position where we just need to upgrade both of those defragments, and we are in a ridiculous way. $33 versus 12, 15, 15, 19. I live this turn, but the thing is, if I block, I make the next turn a lot worse. But I'm going to be not vulnerable next turn. I still need to do it. Great, so we get our HP at the end of that turn. Bag of Marbles at the start of each combat. Apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies, as well as a bunch of cards I don't want. We need to... Obviously, we can't rest, so I'm not going to do that. We need to upgrade the defragment. We're just looking to have a bunch of Frost Orbs up during this combat. It's unfortunate that we probably just died to the Guardian on the second turn here. Yeah. We couldn't transform the Guardian. And took that hit. And we didn't get any of our defensive cards in that hand. So what would have helped us? What would have helped us is either getting all of our offensive cards early or all of our defensive cards early instead of what we got, which was a mix. Another thing that would have helped us is that not being the Gremlin Knob. I was thinking, basically, because we'd had the Lagavulin down here, that this is either the Gremlin Knob, and we're okay against the Gremlin Knob, and we were mostly okay against the Gremlin Knob. We could have drawn better, but we could have drawn worse. We could have drawn a lot better in terms of having both of our chills, or either of our chills, indeed, in the opening hand. having more ready access to frost orbs and then allowing those to amp us up rather than actually having to amplify the enemy's damage in order to get our block. If we ducked across, I think we would have been able to win this fight. I was still going big risk, big reward. This is a nice deck. The problem this deck was going to encounter next floor is its inability to do AoE damage. And that's not something that would have been entirely solved by the completion of that boss, or any boss relic wouldn't have really solved that for us. Nor would any relic that we could have gotten from that, any rare card that we could have gotten after the boss. Electrodynamics would have been nice, but it would have completely invalidated the playstyle that we've already set up. Sure, 2 defragments and an electrodynamics is nice AoE, but then our defense is literally built off of the idea that we're going to have these chills up, and they would be gone. So we would be defending ourselves quite nicely next floor, but we would not be offending very well with literally just the 2 claws in the deck for the damage. What we would have wanted or needed in order to get that to go off, I mean, if we got the Inserter boss relic after the boss fight and Consume, then we could basically take as long as we wanted in every single fight. But furthermore than that, a single copy of Blizzard would have made this a deck that I would have probably started playing as safe as I possibly could have with. Sure, you can say that maybe you should have been playing as safe as you possibly could have for the possibility of getting that Blizzard, but the second run in an episode is high risk, high reward. I do regret going for the extra elite based on how it went, but hindsight's 2020. If that had been, for example, the Sentinels, which it was a 50% chance to be the Sentinels, 50% chance to be the Gremlin Knob, because we'd already taken on the Lagavulin, reminder, we would have been perfectly fine. And we would have gotten a free relic. So, you know, it's a risk and a reward that you kind of occasionally have to take. For the moment, though, my name's Rhapsody. The name of the game, Slay the Spire. You, Jill. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, Jill. We'll see you next time.